Welcome in, and here we have another beginner level workout, another entry level workout, which is great for either if you're starting your fitness journey, you're not sure what you want to be doing. It's also really good for those a little bit more advanced who may be going and doing a bigger workout today. And this workout in particular today, actually a very good warm up for squats. So if you're actually heading into a leg day and you've got a bit of extra time, you feel free to do this 25-minute, 26-minute workout as part of a warm-up. It's very good for activating glutes, very good for activating some of the upper back muscles there as well. So you don't need too much equipment. All these bodyweight ones, for the most part, you might just want a mat, a yoga mat. You can pick these up in most department stores for quite cheap. This is gonna make the floor a little bit more comfortable when we do our back rotation. So if you're ready, let's get started. If not, just hit pause and go grab a drink, go grab your towels and your mats if you need to. Otherwise, we're gonna hit here in 20 seconds. We're gonna get started. There we go. 20 seconds, we'll start off with toy soldiers. Now, toy soldiers are, you may not have heard about this, you may not have seen these before, but once we get into the movement, you're gonna see why it's called this. So what we're gonna try and do with this one is keep it nice and slow. Slow and controlled, okay? Arms up in the air, whoop. There. Arms up in the air, two straight arms, and we're gonna keep our legs nice and straight, contralateral. Right arm, left leg, out the front, down. So nice and slow, straight arm, straight leg. If you can, touch the toe. So you see, I'm taking about 3-4 seconds for each one, keeping my shoulders upright. I'm balancing on one leg. I'm breathing into my belly. I'm activating my hip flexors, activating the core. Straight up and shake it out, okay? So that one's a really good one for learning balance. Sometimes when you start that one off, sometimes it actually takes a little bit to balance just on one leg. So over time, you're gonna get better with that one. We've got our squats. So like I said, this is a really good warm up for a barbell squat day because we're simply gonna do the motions without weight. We're gonna do some body weight squats today. So what I'd like you to do, especially if you are warming up for a bigger squat challenge today, feet about shoulder width apart, pushing your butt back, sitting down, keeping your chest upright. Now, keep an eye on your heels. If you're the type of person that finds the heels coming up off the ground like this, what you might need to do is just spread the feet a bit wider, okay? Push the toes out. How you going, guys? Welcome in. Christian, welcome in. Thailand in? Yeah, how are you? So wide feet squats. Or if you're good with it, bring the feet a little bit back together, closer, and squat there, okay? Take your time with these movements. We'll get our mats, roll them out here. Cool. Because now we're gonna do our back rotations. This is a really good activation for the postural muscles. So we're gonna do right side and then left side. It's a very strange first chat to have. How are you? Ziz and then bass. Hello. Okay, cool. All right. Hands and knees. Right fingertips are gonna go to your right temple. And what we're gonna do, keeping our left hand straight on the floor, rotate up, get that bicep towards the ceiling or the elbow towards the ceiling and then towards the floor. So elbow towards the ceiling and then down towards the floor. Go. So this may not look like much, but I guarantee you, if you're beginning a workout regime, or if you've not done this movement in a while, if you're doing everything you can to get that elbow up towards the ceiling, you're gonna find yourself opening the chest and squeezing your shoulder blades together. You're gonna find yourself pulling that in, okay? Duality of man. Yeah. Sounds like a Slipknot song, Gold Soul. Yes. So the left-hand side now. So we're gonna plant our right hands down, keeping that nice and straight. I'm gonna try and get those two elbows as far apart as you can. The furthest distance between 2 points, okay? So back down here. Knees remain on the floor, hands on the floor, fingertips, left fingertips at the left temple, and rotate up. Now, I don't know about you, the first rep that I do of these, I get a few like 3 or 4 clunks and pops in the back. It's quite satisfying because it's a thoracic spine opener. This is very good for thoracic mobility. Now, the thoracic portion of your back is like that upper back portion of the spine. You've got the cervical, which is the neck and near the skull. Thoracic is the upper back. The lumbar, which we hear a lot about, that's this area here. And then you've got the bit down towards the bottom, the sacrum and the coccyx. So thoracic spine opener, stuff around your arms up here. Cool, we got knee push-ups now. So you can remain on your mat if you like. This is actually, the mat's gonna make knee push-ups much more comfortable. We're gonna get into a high plank to begin with. So about 7 seconds. You're gonna pop your hands flat on the floor, straight out with your toes on the floor. But in order to make this a knee push-up, bend the knees. Bend the knees, drop the knees to the floor and pull those heels back towards your butt. Now you can lower yourself down and push yourself up. So don't go too fast. Just like with those last two sets of movements, I want you to go nice and slow. So count to 3 on the way down, and then count to 3 on the way up. And repeat. So this slow, controlled motion, this is gonna, what it actually relates to is time under tension. With like a little bit more time under tension. And time under tension, TUT, that's what helps build strong muscles. That's what helps build stable muscles, helps build balance. We say it a lot here, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And what I'm gonna do now is nice, slow and smooth good mornings. So a good morning is kind of like a bow. It's kind of like a polite greeting, okay? But what you're gonna do is hinge at the hips. So upper body straight, legs straight, pushing the butt back slightly so you make a number 7, but keeping the legs as straight as possible, and then using your glutes and your hamstring to push your hips forward. So hips go back and then forward. So what I don't want a curved back, none of that. You want the nice, straight upper back, push the butt back. You're allowed to bend the knees a tiny little bit because that's probably one of the number 1 muscles that people will say, oh, it's too tight. My hamstring's very tight, hamstring's very short, which happens. It's a thing. So just having your legs as straight as possible, as long as you've got that intent of having straight legs, that works, yeah. Yes, exactly. When we're talking about the front raises, taking longer on the raise and longer on the descent, that's increasing time under tension. TUT, correct, goal soul, yeah. So walking jacks now, this is basically a regression of the jumping jack, because jumping jacks are pretty high impact, like you're hitting the ground. So a walking jack, what we do with them, basically take a step to the side, walk, walk. So we're taking a step now. So a walking jack is stepping, jumping jack. I'd like arms straight. I'd like you to touch, if you can, clap above your head, but try and keep your arms as straight as possible, okay? So what I like to do is tap my thumbs together above my head, take a nice wide step. There we go, cool. So all of these movements as well, if you feel like they're really quite rudimentary for you and your own skill level, please feel free to upgrade them. If you'd like to do your jumping jacks now, please feel free. What I'd like to do though is make sure that people feel like they've got enough of a welcoming and what's the word? Accessible entry point into all of these things. Okay, reaching twists. Now the reaching twist is on the floor. It's a little bit, well, this is basically the regression of a Russian twist. What we're gonna do, sitting down, leaning back about 45 degrees, reach behind, tap the mat behind you, back to the center. Reach, tap, back, reach, and back. Now the reason why I really, really like this as a regression to Russian twists, we're getting that rotation in, we're getting core rotation in, but if you're starting your journey like I did here, Jeff on the left had a lot of trouble doing Russian twists, and you can see why. Just the physicality of it. I had a large belly in front of me, so I had a lot of trouble actually rotating a weight around my belly. And a lot of people are in that position. That's why we get into fitness, is because you want to change how you are, but you can't quite do a certain movement. The reaching twist is a perfect regression for that because you can actually just reach behind, okay, like that. Forward lunges. Now, we spoke about lunges last week. The forward lunge is a little bit more accessible than the reverse lunge, okay? So you're taking a step forward, 90 degrees in each leg, and then stepping back to where you started from. Down, forward, and back to where you started. Here we go. There, push. Welcome in. How you going, Debbie? 69. Nice. How are you? So forward lunges and then rest. Now we need to get our mats again. YTWs. Welcome in, Debs. We're doing our beginner body weight workout right now. So we've been 10 minutes into it. We've got 17 minutes left. Feel free to join us. You don't have to have been here from the start. You can get 20 minutes worth of workout in. How you going? Okay, YTWs. Laying down, face down on the floor. We're gonna make a letter Y, like you do in the YMCA. Make a letter Y, raise those palms off the floor. We're gonna go to T's, so out at the side, raise them, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then W's, bring those elbows towards the back pockets. Go Y, raise the palms, T, raise the palms, W, squeeze the elbows back. So you're hopefully feeling 3 sets of back muscles at the moment. You've got shoulders while you're in the Y. You've got the rhomboids, which are in the middle of the back here, in the T. And then you've got the lats when you're doing that W, the pull-up muscles with the W. Debbie, what's brought you in today? It's always good to meet new people. How are you? How was your weekend? We've got a plank to do, so keep your mat on the floor here. Makes it a little bit more comfortable on the forearms. So with a plank, you gotta remember, you wanna keep your shoulders above your elbows. You wanna keep your body nice and straight. Weird hair in my eye. Here we go. So forearms down, feet back, squeeze the butt, squeeze the quads, and then breathe into your belly. That's the important bit. Remaining so strong in this, but also keeping your core nice and relaxed. There's a weird sort of paradox at the moment here, Gold. Not quite a contronym, but a paradox. In that we're trying to brace everything. We're trying to be nice and firm in this plank, but then you're also trying to remain relaxed so you can breathe into it. Yeah. Monday morning, yeah. Monday morning here too. So that's why I asked, how was it? Yeah, weekend's done now. Drinky birds. So these ones are single leg deadlifts, but I want you to imagine, you know the birds that dip their head into a glass of water and then using thermodynamics, the liquid cools, moves into its butt, and then it dips down and drinks again, forever drinking. That's what we're gonna do. Right hand, right foot is planted into the floor. We're gonna get our left hand, perform the drinky bird around the hips, tap the foot, and then bring yourself back up. So we're keeping a relatively straight right leg. We're keeping a nice straight upper body, and we're just hinging that drinky bird around this hip. Tap, and then bring it up. So what this is, we're challenging your balance. We're also getting some good strength in the hamstrings and the glutes on one side there, okay? So as we do right side, we're gonna do the left-hand side now as well. Yeah. Are my exercises okay to do someone who has I don't know. Ankylosing spondylitis? I'm gonna need to check out what that is. Give me a sec. What I'm gonna do though is this. Control copy. Done. So, Debbie, if you don't mind, in about 14 minutes time, we'll finish this workout, and then we can go check the suitability of it for you, mate. Here we go. Is this something that you have yourself, Debbie? Something that you go through? If you don't mind, because I haven't had any experience in training anyone with a said condition, if you don't mind popping into chat what it is it limits you from doing. So what are the effects of this that normally get in the way of exercising? Oh, I nearly lost my balance there. Good. All right, team, we're gonna go through that one more time. So this is quite a short workout. This beginner level workout, it is not too super intense, and it's not gonna take up 3 hours of your day. We're actually halfway through right now. So we're gonna get one more round in all those movements there. Yeah, so Debbie, if you don't mind, just pop it into chat there. Let me know what it is that either you can't do or how it affects your health and fitness regime on a day-to-day basis, because that'll also help me figure out, potentially this workout isn't suitable for you, but what I might be able to do is actually write something for you. All right, toy soldiers, straight arms, straight legs. Remember, nice and slow. There you go. Try and keep your upper body as upright and as straight as possible when you reach out for that foot. Good. Left arm, right leg. One more. Keep the balance, keep the balance, keep the balance. Cool, good. All right, we're gonna squats. I'm gonna speed these up and go a little bit deeper now, because I do wanna get my, my warm up in. Squats they're fundamental, they really are. For most able-bodied humans that don't have any mobility issues, squats are something that you really should get good at. There's something that they're gonna show whether you do have mobility issues or you do have anything that you need to be working on, okay? So nice deep squat here, and then up. One of my favorite accounts that I follow on Instagram is actually called Squat University. And it's just, you know, the human aspect of squatting. It's not just squatting, but it is a pretty important movement to get right and be good at. So I'm thinking about my whole feet. Feet are super important for a squat because that's where all the power comes from. Well, that's how you connect to the floor. So I'm trying not to let my feet roll around in different directions. When I do get into squatting, I'm gonna take my shoes off because deadlifts and squats, I do like to have a connection to the floor. All right, back rotations, getting our mats out. So how's everyone going? Just check in with me if you're live. If you're watching the video though, shake it out, get ready. Have a think about whether or not you'd like to do some more green workouts or whether you'd like to have a crack at a blue one. Here we go, right-hand side rotations. So blue workouts, we make them a little bit more intense. So we do two things. We do a few things. We can speed up the reps, so we actually get your movements which are gonna make you a little bit more plyometric, make you a bit more bouncy, get the heart rate up. Or we give you less rest. And you can see, I don't want people bouncing around. I don't want people getting super crazy cardio until we learn how to move properly in the first place, until we learn how to move safely and properly. We know what muscles to activate before we do things like burpees. So burpees, you wanna make sure you're hitting full hip extension. And to get to full hip extension, you make sure you're firing your glutes properly because your glutes are super important for bringing those hips forward. So we do things like good mornings in these ones. Back rotations here. Before we do pull-ups or before we do any sort of rowing movement, you wanna make sure you actually know how to activate those back muscles here. So that's why I've got a few back things in today. The YTWs, very important, very good. And also just laying on the floor while you're doing movements. It is a bit of a breathing technique practice, isn't it? If you're laying on the floor, you'll often feel like it's a little bit harder to breathe, especially if you're laying on your belly, because your diaphragm actually needs to push against all of your guts, and your guts need to push against the floor, and you've got your whole body weight to contend with there. So it's a good breathing exercise to be able to lay on the floor flat and breathe into your belly at the same time. We're gonna remain where we are. We've got our knee push-ups to do. So I'd like you to focus on a full range of motion through your shoulders and your elbows with this one. I'd like you to get all the way down to the floor. So another good tip to improve a push-up is you can actually do a hand release push-up at the bottom. And I'll show you what that is now. So full high plank on the toes. You're gonna bend the knees, bring the knees towards your butt, drop down, and then take your hands off the floor. Push all the way up to straight arms. Now don't be violent about that extension. Don't lock the elbows out in a violent jerking motion. You need to have a soft extension. So soft and down. Release those hands. And sometimes just releasing the hands just gives you that little bit of extra power required to get away from the floor. And it's a little bit of an extra challenge. Awesome, well done. Good stuff, team. But good mornings, we're back into it. The all-important hamstrings and glutes. So find your space, find where you need to be, plant those feet nice and flat, and make sure when your feet are flat as well, you're sort of spreading your toes. You're trying to claw at the floor with your monkey toes. And then, like I said, make a number 7. So I'll go side on for you. Make a number 7. I think I'm a backwards number 7. No, I'm correct, I'm fine. So, okay, push those hamstrings and glutes. They should feel like elastic bands. They should feel like they're rubber bands. And then as soon as you pull on it, you've got that acceleration of your hips forward, okay? Now this is a movement that can get quite challenging quite quickly. All you need to do is grab a couple of dumbbells or put a sandbag on your back or even just a backpack. A loaded backpack on your back with good mornings. Really, really, really good way of increasing that. Walking jacks, I'd like you to try and get your heart rate up. Wherever your heart rate is at now, we're sitting at 80. I want to try and get this up a little bit. So we're gonna turn up the gas, okay, with these walking jacks and see if we can get the heart rate working, because that's what we want to do with a lot of exercises. We want to make sure that we're actually getting ourselves into a cardio mode. Sometimes when you go a little bit more advanced, an anaerobic cardio. But right now, see, I was at 80. Start breathing deep, get a big straight arm motion, big wide step, nice bend in the knees, just as a shock absorber. And I hope we can we hit 100? See if we can hit 100. There we go. Yeah, just in time. Okay, so you see there, I was able to raise my heart rate 20 BPM just by doing some jacks there. Hey Sork, how you going? So it's an inflammatory arthritis affecting the spine and large joints. Roger. Okay, so it's a type of arthritis. Okay, so that's a challenge. That's a challenge for PTs. I'll get into that one in a bit. Okay, reaching twists. So on the floor here, what we're gonna do, choop. So sitting back about 45 degrees, reach back behind you, tap, reach back and tap. Sometimes this helps if you drop a kettlebell behind you or a dumbbell and just tap it. So you're trying to reach back towards an item. I'm just gonna go for the back of my mat at the moment. So reaching back, twist, reach back, twist. There we go. And getting this rotational core. Again, super important for learning to activate your core muscles. Oh, Sork, I did see that. Apparently on the first day, there was like 40,000 people online. I will definitely get into it, but I just don't have the time to be sitting in a queue. What are your queues like now, Sork? Like if I were to download it after work today, would it be something you reckon I'd get a few good gains in? All right, let's get these forward lunges happening. Again, let's see if we can raise the heart rate now. So forward lunge, bring it up. Keep your torso upright. I don't want you leaning forward over the hips. Make sure you're gonna keep the torso upright, head upright, looking forward, eyes forward, head up high. Because I enjoyed Overwatch 1 a lot, Sork. What's the mechanics like? Apparently there's one less person in the team. Consoles load instantly. Okay, roger. I'd be on PC, so I'd have to have a look. That's cool though. Good, grab the mat again, YTWs. Not long in this workout left now. One less tank and some fellas got their roles shifted. Okay, so some of the tanks are DPS now. Doomfist is no longer DPS. Ah, okay. Account migration. Oof. All right, maybe I need to do that then. Because there's a move your Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2 account. Overwatch 1's no longer a thing anymore. Okay, YTWs. Let's go. So Y, T, and then W, go. Y, T, W. We're gonna go shoulders, rhomboids, and then lats. Think about the muscles, mind-muscle connection. Take your time. Shoulders, shoulder blades squeeze together, and then elbows in the back pocket. Good, awesome. You're extreme end though. Huh, okay. Yeah, all right. So maybe, do you reckon I just start that process this morning? If I just get that done today, then after work today, it'll be like, yeah, we're good to go. Sounds good, yeah. All right, I got a plank. I don't know why I moved my mat. I'm gonna move it back. I'm gonna get that plank in, ready? Down, go. So you're gonna get your elbows under your shoulders, squeeze your butt, squeeze your quads. It may be quite difficult. If you can only do a 10-second plank, there's no dramas, no shame in that. Do your 10 seconds, drop to the floor, take a breather, and then get straight back in and do a second round. Otherwise, see how well you can go. See how long you can hold yourself up here. Challenge yourself, team. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Nice, good. Liking that. We got drinky birds left and right. And guess what? That's gonna bring us to the end of this workout. So 2 more movements and you can tick that box that says I've done my workout today. Or I've got my warm up done. I'm gonna get some squats in. Okay, here we go. So we're starting off with the right foot. Plant that right foot into the floor. If you're standing on your mat, you might find that's a little bit of an issue. That might be why people are a little bit unbalanced sometimes. So kicking that left leg back, drinky bird, touch the foot, just through the hips. It's the hip. So it's a single leg, hamstring and glute, eyes forward, hold your balance. Sometimes it helps to brace your core. I've had a bit of practice talking while I do this. Bracing the core and breathing at the same time. That was a great rep. That one felt good. I think Sork is just, a lot of people were very much looking forward to it. So lots and lots of cues going on. Okay, left foot down. We're gonna get ready for this last movement. Okay, 30 seconds worth of drinky birds and then we call it a day. So get ready for this one, make it good. Put everything you can into this last rep. If you can hold solid core, if you can be super confident in the way that you move, the confidence translates into the rest of your day. It translates into the rest of your life. If you're confident in your own skin, in your own body, you're probably generally more confident going into other challenges in the day. So hopefully we're setting you up for a good day today. Let's go, get another couple of drinky bird reps in. You see as well how my right foot never touches the ground. It comes back, but then we just kick it straight back out. And get that balance in, get that activation in. And there you go, friends. That was it, we're done. So that was our beginner level workout. If we're welcoming you for the first time or you're early on in your fitness journey, welcome in, it's good to have you here. So check out some more of the green workouts. They're very, very accessible. They're very good for people at an entry level of fitness to get into, learn a few good foundational movements, and for you to practice the foundations. Nothing wrong with you going back to basics. I actually find myself, when I'm doing these entry level ones, it's a really, really good reminder for me to talk through the cues, tell everyone else the cues, and remind myself of what I'm meant to be doing for some of the other stuff that I do in the gym here. So thank you so much for your time. If you did like that one and you're actually getting very good at the green ones, check out some of the blue ones. They're an intermediate level, and the purple ones, which are advanced. Check them out here on YouTube or twitch.tv/fit for purpose, where you can chat to us live. Thanks.